Yo, Tim.
Oh, Friday night. It must be special if you're here on a Friday night, right?
I've been doing Fridays for 2 years, Tim. Come on, man.
I've been here with you, but
I
I'm
I
just
know,
saying.
I know. It's all good. It's a good thing, right?
I'm just saying it's a special night, right?
it
I'm
is.
not saying that
Hey,
you know.
I know it's good. I know you do the weekends. You're. I mean, serious. I appreciate it. But yes, it is a special night, Tim.
It is. It is
Yeah.
very special. We have
Yeah.
some crazy guests coming on. A usual contributor, and then a very special one.
Yeah.
You want
Absolutely.
to introduce some of them, or do you want to go over?
Yeah, we'll go over some things, and then yeah, we'll definitely
Okay.
want to introduce them. Yeah, absolutely.
All
So
right. So I'm going to start with Well, of
yes.
course, we went over and did you
What do
see the special edition that I put out today? I cut up the show from last night and I did the exclusive lab portion published today. I think it was about 3 or 4 o'clock. Edited out just the how to dress your monster and how to equip that. So we got a special video. It's right there on B Social TV on YouTube. Actually, in all the Facebook and all the other places we post this video. So you can follow that up and dress your own monster in the lab. And it's really cool. So this is where you go into the monster lab, but all that is right there in its own video on the YouTube channel. So everybody can refer back to that and pick your traits.
Right on.
It was very cool. It was a lot of
Yes.
fun last night doing that. And it's been quite a collection
Yes.
showing up there. So very cool stuff. And then, of course, I'm sure there's been some charging parties and even more. You just hold that down and charge it up, and we gotta boost this number just like the lab and find out who, what, where, when, and why these gatekeepers and what they mean.
Oh, them gatekeepers, those are going to be important, Tim.
I'm sure they are, because every tablet has increased in power and in influence and everything else. I mean, I said powers because I see it on the next tab already, and the tabs just keep on going. So, some amazing things in the future to have a look at, but we can't get there without the charging party. So make sure you hit this and keep it going.
Yeah, right on, man. Very cool. It is awesome stuff. Let me get everybody.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, hello. Yes, a Friday, good day, indeed. But yeah, I mean, those I know. I think Hatsack and Vizinia, Decrypting Chaos, they're going to be doing the charging party tomorrow, and the Spanish team. So it's awesome. Those are great shows, and the geezers. Everybody does all these things about speculating. I know Night Owl, she does awesome things. But it's cool as they go along the stories, right, and figuring this out, because I like the mystery, Tim. It is very cool.
And Decrypting Chaos even has the extra stories with little backgrounds of different members and stuff like that. So I was reading one today, and pretty cool. I don't know. I think we're supposed to guess. I think it's you, Ray.
What?
The story they wrote.
Oh, okay.
I did, because it's a video personality and.
Okay.
The stuff that's woven into there, I think it's you.
All right, right on.
I don't know. Have you ever been to Greece and Turkey?
Greece and Turkey? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not you. It's not
Greece. I was reading all those clues, and they were saying video, and so I figured it was me or you. And then they said Greece and Turkey, and I was like, well, it must be Ray, because I've never been to Greece or Turkey. So
there you go.
So now you haven't. So somebody else making videos and has been to Greece and Turkey. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. But yeah,
cool.
The Decrypting Chaos site has all that info.
The bees too, right? Bees are doing the auction still. Got them. Checked?
Oh, I do. I thought this was a super secret auction, but if you were going to mention it, I'm going to put it out there.
Super secret. A minute 20. Hour
20. You can use slow gas if you want to bid on these right now. And then, of course, but don't take this 101 over here. I think FOMO's going to bid on that. But
well, you need to use slow gas now, Tim, because Ethereum doesn't seem like they fixed the gas. Doesn't seem like it's fixed yet, Tim.
It's not exactly cheap at this moment, but that's a lot of people running their monster stuff, and I guess maybe all this Pepe stuff. I don't know what is.
Right on. Let me get everybody saying stuff in here. Look at there you go. Hey,
hello, Deb.
Good to see you, Deb. In My Crypto Adventures. Evening, Tim, Ray, Bees fam. Good to see you. My Crypto Adventures on the other side of the world. Floor. Good evening. Yes, it is a great Friday. And there he is. There's the sniper. Good to see you, brother. Craig. Yeah, he's still, yeah. There you go. And see, our community hangs out with the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Good to see you, Hat Sack. Yes, sing. Oh, it is today, isn't it? It's a holiday, Tim. You know
Yeah.
that?
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. Yeah. FOMO
Yes.
was over there talking about what was it? The May the 4th be with you yesterday, But today, Cinco de Mayo. Love it, man. But we'll get back to that. But you got anything else before we introduce our guests?
Did they say TGIF?
TGIF.
That stands for
What do you?
Treegen and FOMO?
Yeah.
Something like
just
that.
made it up, huh?
Just trying to work with that one. I was going to give you one more second, but let's bring in everybody's favorite monster first, right?
There you go. Yes.
That would be FOMO Head, right?
There's a FOMO Head, yes.
And then he can introduce our good friend.
Yeah, good buddy.
Coming in there. Let me get rid of this one and bring up the man, the myth, the legend.
You're muted, FOMO. Unmute.
Yes.
I'm muted because I was in the background for a while.
I hear you. Oh, for a while. Come on, FOMO. It's been 9 minutes, brother. It's all good. But, why don't you introduce your good friend, man?
Well, this guy, let me tell you about this guy.
Yeah.
He plants more trees in the world than anybody that I know of. He is what we consider a tree gen. And we'll tell you later, but he even owns treegen.eth. He is a tree gen. If he's breathing, he's planting trees. That's all I want to let you know. It's as he takes breaths, he's bending over and he's planting. So without further ado, the one and only Jimmy.
Right on.
Woohoo! Hey!
Yes.
What's up, FOMO? How we doing, Tim Judge? Thank you for the kind introduction. This is true. Even as I sleep, I'm zombie walking and planting those trees.
Where are you at in the world today, Jimmy?
I am in the lovely land of Australia.
Oh, right on.
Visiting a bit of family. Actually,
down under.
Down under, right? We are down under. It's funny. We tried to expand our tree planting programs over here, and in order to make this happen for Earth Day, I wanted to try to break the world record for most trees planted in a day. Again, this time with Guinness, and we came over here to do that. And the only place where they had propagules where we could plant these mangrove trees was in northern Queensland. They call it crocodile country. And so I literally might have had to summon my inner Steve Owen to wrestle these crocodiles as trees. It didn't quite work out with Guinness. Unfortunately, I didn't have to do that. And now we're actually be launching a collaboration to do a hackathon to build robots tree planting robots in some of those more dangerous areas, so I don't have to wrestle crocodiles.
Well, that's awesome, though.
Wow.
You need to automate that. That's what I'm talking about. Because I lived in Florida for a good bit of my life, Jimmy. We got gators. I know they're not the same, close, yeah. But yeah, they're just as dangerous. So I definitely feel you, man. You should have some automation right there. But
actually, we'll be coming to Florida soon.
Right on.
Trees. Yeah, it could be June 5th. June 5th, World Environment Day. We're trying to make it happen.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I might have to pop down. I know FOMO was talking about that. We maybe all visit. Hang out in Florida.
We already know Ray Light will be in Florida with us.
Yes,
he's going to be driving down. We're absolutely coming.
Right.
Let's grow.
That's right.
You come to Florida, I'm going to get a video with all of us planting. We're going.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We got to make it happen.
So, Jimmy, I appreciate you being on, man. Give us a little about Jimmy, right? What's your story? What kind of got you going, and what gets you up in the morning, there, Jimmy?
It all began. I literally planted my first tree when I was 4 years old.
Right.
Not long after I could walk, I was planting trees because my mother's an environmentalist. I'm visiting her right now. I haven't been here in 4 years, but she was. I'm from this tiny little town called Avalon in Australia, and they were doing a lot of development there, cutting down these gum trees, and so the koalas were going extinct there. They were kind of endangered at the time, and so she was trying to prevent them from being cut down and planting extras. So that was a part of what I was doing from a very young age, and And I was always raising funds for good causes for quite a while, but it really kind of hit me when I was in 2019 after I graduated university. I was watching some videos of the wildfires that were just engulfing so much of these forests, and so many, like, sentient creatures, animals just burning alive to a crisp. And I forced myself to watch those videos, and it was heartbreaking, seeing that. And I knew that the climate change is here already, and we need to do something about it. So I went live, kind of like how we're live right now, and I just kind of shared that. I just let this raw emotion come out, and I was able to raise a few $1,000s for an environmental charity that's helping the wildlife and stuff like that. And then I kind of got hooked, and I felt significantly better after I did something about it. So now I'm all about empowering other people to maximize their positive impact by leveraging the latest and greatest technology. That's why I've done 287 episodes of Max Impact so far, and
Right on.
and now we're trying to build this technology to help people to make a difference through that technology, because that's what's really going to be scalable and can try to make a dent in the climate crisis.
Mm-hmm. Right on, man. So you want to pull up Treegens, right? You want to pull up that site, Tim? Yeah, all good.
Oh, you got the site. Oh man, the landing page. This is the first website I ever built and connected to a domain. So go easy on me.
Oh no, hey, man! I like the graphics up there. It's all moving. That's good, man. I mean, this is like, it's not like you're a web developer,
okay, for some
huh?
reason the lines aren't.
Oh.
Okay. Just make the browser a little bit wider. I don't know, for some reason when you make it smaller, it like doesn't align.
Well, he could probably make it a little smaller. It's all good.
Yeah, you see the little shoop around the circles?
Yeah.
It's weird. Okay, try to make it full screen. If you could, please. Full screen. There's a little gap on the side of the right. Okay. Oh man. Oh, it's moving. It's moving now. Okay, when you that's so
well,
weird.
that's because you're doing it manually, man. It's all like I said.
Yeah.
He's doing the.
I'm saying just go full screen with the browser. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about
it. you're getting Jimmy worked up, man. But no, hey, man.
It's with these lines. It's my own fault. We're building We're building a decentralized application with DAO governance. It'll be very complicated. This is a little landing page that I whipped up. But this kind of does go over the stuff that we're building. So so the first. Do you want me to speak to this?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, what's
right.
the idea? What's the idea behind the Treegen, right?
All right. So the first circle there you'll see is actually can't even read this. Does that say? Yeah, it's a DSST. So we're starting with the Treegens. It's the first dynamic semi-soulbound token.
Right.
All right. So when I say dynamic semi-soulbound, if you scroll down, you can actually see the initial character, but it's dynamic in two ways. So the NFT can visually change and level up according to real world data that you can influence. So if you fund trees, so we've tokenized trees. It's a stable coin. Every trees token that you buy, we plant one mangrove tree.
Right.
And the more trees that you fund, the more your mind orb gets brighter. And the more trees that you plant, the more your heart orb gets brighter. So we can track the trees that are planted and funded also through an AI tree countering technology that we developed, which is also a little bit lower down, you can see. But this AI tree counter can detect and count the trees with more than 97.5% accuracy. Yeah, there you go. There's the heart orb, the mind orb. That's the DSST.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that we want to change how our economy values regeneration, because right now it values the degeneration of nature a lot more than it values regeneration. And so as this levels up, we're going to be unlocking utility both IRL at refi events around the world. You can kind of get some VIP experiences, and then also online. Oh yeah, so this is a non-fungible update. You'll see the AI tree counter there. So this was a big problem that I experienced when I was raising funds for charities. And by the way, I used to throw charity festivals. I used to knock on doors, convincing people to give monthly. I used to sell products to raise funds for good causes. And it was very clear that those, the updates that you would get after you do that are fungible, right? They would send the same updates to multiple people, and it's kind of a representation of impact. And a lot more funding would flow towards where it's needed if people could really see the impact and connect with it on a deeper level. So that's where non-fungible updates are kind of introduced. Every single update is unique, and it's on chain, so you get an NFT sent to you. If you click that little play button there, you'll see the AI tree counter, which will be airdropped as a there you go. So that can detect all the trees, and so that's another NFT that you'll get after you fund the trees.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
It really detects all that stuff, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, and it's got your coordinates, the works, and and then but the key to scaling all this, this is the stable coin. So there's something called carbon forwards, and I speak about this a lot on Spaces because I think this is like the key to solving climate change, or at least to exponentially scale regeneration and have a chance at doing it. And it ties into the reward system of how we want to reward regeneration. So if we plant trees today, okay, it costs 10 cents each, right? And each tree will remove 308 kilograms of carbon. Okay, but it takes 25 years to do that. It's a long time. We don't really have that much time. And it also happens according to a bell curve. So the first 5 years, not that much carbon sequestration. And in my view, the purpose of a carbon credit should be to reinvest that money back into regeneration, right? So if you can leverage the value of carbon to reinvest, happy days, but there's a big time delay, right? So what we're doing is something called carbon forwards. So we just partnered with a company called Blue Sphere Carbon, and what they're doing for us is connecting us with impact investors who will buy the future value of the carbon in the short term. Even though it's at a reduced rate, it's still an order of magnitude more than what it costs us to plant. So for example, instead of $20, $30 for a carbon credit, you sell it for $6, but 308 kilograms, that means it's like about 32 cents to plant enough trees that will eventually sequester 1 ton of carbon, right? So that's like a 18, 19x multiple. And about 50% of that has to go into sustainability programs and back in these trees tokens. But the other 50% we put back into regeneration, right? So that means that, we're still almost 10x, about 9x every time we do a carbon forward deal. So if we plant 100,000 trees, it's only 8 carbon forward deals away at 50% reinvestment from 5 trillion trees.
Wow.
Which is insane to think about. So that's how we can really scale this. But I mentioned we're going to back this trees token as well, to kind of airdrop more of them back to people who funded trees in the first place. Right. So that way you can get a significant return from funding trees. So we want to make people bullish on trees, right? Bullish on regeneration. And that's how we want to kind of bring people over from degen land into regen and tree gen land. So that's the vision. That's what we're building. We've already built the trees token, the non-fungible updates. Now we're just building the DSST. And by World Environment Day, we'll have something to launch. So
that's all. So you got the different tokens, like you said, the tree token and the DSST. What is the Gitcoin? Is that something completely
okay?
Separate?
Let me explain
Gitcoin.
So I actually interviewed the founder of Gitcoin yesterday morning.
Right on.
After staying up all night, which was crazy. So I'm really sleep deprived at this point because I've been running a 24/7 radio station.
Oh wow.
So even though so the purpose of Gitcoin is basically to allocate grant funding. So it's a grant program, and instead of traditional grants where someone will just read a bunch of applications and then pick a few, it's like the communities get to vote on how that grant funding is distributed, and they vote with their dollar, right? So basically, the more votes that you get, it's not about how much people give; it's about how many people give. And even though there's only 32 contributions, it's actually, if not the top, one of the top in the climate rounds. I believe it might be number 1.
Right on.
Which means because there's a lot less contributions this year, I think, because of the gas fees being high, and we're kind of like pretty far into the bear market. But that means that these 32 donations could be matched 100 to 1,000x, more likely towards that higher end, which will be crazy. If we're the tippy top, we're getting $35,000, which will really help us build out this technology and make the most of what we're building at Treegens. So yeah, we've been really great. I'm really grateful to have been embraced by this community and gotten a significant amount of support from it. And yeah, by the way, gas. Yeah, last time I checked Gwei, it was like more than 100, or
Is up
it's
there.
been
I
pretty
know.
wild.
Hey, Jimmy, we were just talking about it before you got on, man. We're like,
Yeah.
I don't think Ethereum fixed the gas yet, bro.
No, they didn't. Last time it was this high, it was like May
Yeah.
of 2022 or something.
Yes. Well,
So,
I think by the time we get to fall, I think you're gonna see those 400 ones again too. You know what I mean?
really?
Oh yeah.
Damn. Apparently that's because people are like front running as well as the
Right.
Pepe stuff,
Yeah.
right? So they're
Yep.
bidding up the price to front run transactions. Cheeky buggers. So yeah, this is the exponential regeneration. But by the way, and this is general advice for all of your layer 1 transactions, you can use something called Gas Hawk, and this is, by the way, a different different Gitcoin round. So
Yeah.
Gas Hawk, yeah, it allows you to set what gas price are you willing to pay? What's the maximum you think is reasonable? So, and then it'll basically put through the transaction once it reaches that gas level. So for any non-urgent ETH-based transactions, it'll put it through when that time comes, which is kind of
Yep.
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, within MetaMask, you have low, medium, high. If you click advanced right before you check out,
Yeah.
then there'll be that. But
Great point.
But yes,
yeah, love
yeah,
it.
Gas Hawk's pretty good. Yeah.
So that's already built. That's built into MetaMask. You're saying?
Yeah. Oh no. So MetaMask has low, medium, high. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It'll just have
Okay.
like 3 options for you.
I got you.
But it doesn't allow you to be very specific. Gas Hawk allows you to be like, all right, this
Okay.
amount,
Right on.
and within this time frame. So it has a bit more customization in Gas Hawk. But yeah. So also, by the way, there's some talk of a potential gas reimbursement program. They haven't announced it yet, but $1,000 has been committed towards gas reimbursement. Hopefully that happens for this, just kind of get more people of the edge towards supporting these great initiatives. But yeah, 1,000x, 100 to 1,000x is remarkable. I've never heard of that in impact land for contributions. So
Yeah.
$1 can really go a long way, and it's going to be way more than any gas fees that are incurred.
That is cool. Absolutely. One thing I saw in the previous website that was different, I think, is
Yeah.
the soulbound and the dynamic. Is that like a?
Oh, yeah.
is
So I
it-
explained dynamic. I didn't explain semi-soulbound. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me explain semi-soulbound. So, the most successful NFT collections, they get the majority of their revenue from resale, from the secondary, right? And so, and by the way, we're committing the secondary towards making an impact as well. And I can break down how the numbers are working. But so we're allowing resale of the art. That is not soulbound. But what is soulbound are these impact metrics, which are overlaid, these orbs. And when you go to our decentralized application, you'll be able to see exactly what the specific numbers are, not just the visual representation of the orbs.
Right.
And we're gamifying it with leaderboards and stuff like that. And so that basically you connect whatever profile picture you might want to use on our DApp, that will overlay your impact metrics, because it doesn't really make sense to be able to buy someone's high score, right? And so if you plant 1 million trees or whatever it may be, that's really your impact metrics, right? You're saying something about what you specifically have accomplished in terms of regeneration. So that is soulbound. And so that's never really been done before. And I'm really grateful to have worked with this Boost for Carbon and people who have been in blockchain development for like 10 years, like
Right.
super seasoned, successful people. I've been in this space for a very long time, and we partnered with them for Treegens to make this happen.
Mhm.
And 50% of our mint and secondary goes towards funding the trees directly. And the other 50% goes to a DAO treasury. And this is inspired by Social Bees, totally inspired by Social Bees.
Right
It
on,
goes to a DAO treasury where we get to vote on impact investments.
Wow.
So, the vast majority of the people that come on my Max Impact show are, they have an initiative. They have a project that's making some kind of impact. And so we want to be able to support those, but let the DAO vote on it. So this is also a DAO membership, and you get to vote on 50% of the treasure chest and how that's allocated.
Right on. Very cool. Yeah, no,
Thank you.
you hear about all the stuff like that. It's always cool to see how people implement it. I've been hearing about the soulbound tokens for quite a few years now, right? But
Yeah.
people implementing it. So kudos, man. Right on.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
The only I know we all love the crypto side of it. Quick question about the trees that you're planting and where you're planting them. Is there a specific type of tree you like to plant that yields more carbon pulling, or is there an area that you're trying to what would you call that? Reforest or something like that? Tell me a little bit about that part of it.
FOMO knows this. FOMO, what tree you planted, buddy?
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I'm planting a mangrove tree.
Oh, hey, we're doing mangroves. And how far from the mother tree should they be?
I call it a meter, but we call it about a foot away. I like to be close, but I know the seedlings have to be no more than a foot away, and you got to be within. What are we talking about? 3 feet. How close? How many meters?
Okay, you got the distance between the trees right, but we want to try to plant them also within 2 meters of the mother tree.
See, I knew it was the meters. He always throws that.
Sorry, I throw the metrics out there. Yeah, the metrics
like a meter.
So what's this meter BS?
No further than 2 meters away from the mother tree, and each tree is one.
I'm there. Yeah. So I am a bit of a mangrove maxi, Tim. They remove 8 to 10 times more carbon from the atmosphere compared with old terrestrial forests. So it is very effective at fighting climate change. And they're also a lot more straightforward to plant. You literally stick these long propagules into the ground and they germinate in the ground. You don't need to make seedlings and buy seedlings and transport seedlings and all this more complex issue. We just collect the propagules, stick them in the ground.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How they get pretty big too, mangrove trees?
Yeah, well, they go really deep and they have very wide root systems, and they can be relatively close together. You said only about a foot apart. So per hectare, they're really dense, and those root systems also sequester a lot of carbon. So to answer your question as well, Tim, of where we're doing it, right now we're in East Africa. We're all across Kenya and Tanzania. We're soon expanding into Malaysia and, as I mentioned, Florida as well, likely. So Florida, can mangroves be planted on riverbanks way far from the sea? They can't be planted on riverbanks, so they do need to, they are like waterborne trees. What's really cool is so it's typically, it can be by coastline, it's all by the coastlines, but it can also be, in some riverbanks, not all of them, obviously. I think they need a bit of salt water. So what's crazy about mangrove trees is they actually desalinate ocean water. Humans have been trying to do this cost effectively for a really long time and have not really cracked it yet. Whereas these trees desalinate, and if you go there like super early, my brother told me during sunrise, I'm not there during sunrise, but he goes there during sunrise, and he saw them like almost like sweating out this concentrated salt water. So they'll take in, and in the process of doing that, they actually filter the water as they do it, and so it helps the fish, it helps the crabs. It helps all kinds of wildlife around it. So it also creates these hotbeds of biodiversity for all of these amazing species to thrive. So they're an incredible tree, and that
was my next question. What does it do to the wildlife? When you change the population of the forestry around there, what happens when you do that? I don't know if anybody remembers when they say they introduced wolves back into the Grand Canyon and the whole ecosystem changed. I was just wondering, what kind of animal population loves these mangrove trees?
So many animals. We don't plant mangrove trees where they're not already, right? Within 2 meters of the mother tree. So we don't want to disrupt the local ecosystems, but just support it, right? 96% of these mangrove propagules don't land perfectly when they fall, and so they just get washed away by the tide. So we just kind of give them a fighting chance, and plant them there, and the nature around it, loves it. One time, this is a random story, but one time I was actually camping in the mangroves, and we were just like on this mat on the ground, and I never saw that. You would never see this if you're walking around, because crabs just like run away, right, when you're like walking through it. But when we were chilling on the ground, and we saw all these crabs like come out. And they got in pairs with each other, and they had like one big pincer thing, and they all like got into pairs, and they started doing this to each other. and just like they had this funny thing. But anyway, nature's they love it there. Nature's stoked. They're having a party. They're doing these little dances together, and
they got spaces going on. That's right. I hear it.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, it's cool how you can affect an environment. That's awesome.
And then Jimmy, you told me that story. We were talking about the crabs. The root system comes up a little bit, so little fishes swim between the roots, so they're protected against the predator fish. And then the crabs get to grow a little bit bigger because they go in there a little bit. It definitely provides a protection for the sea life, which is just incredible. So it's an awesome tree. It's an awesome tree.
Thank you. And that's why we come into Florida, because like 3/4 of the mangroves in Florida, or maybe it's Miami, I saw some article that was sent to me recently, have been cut down and since the 70s. And so so the government there is really trying to increase that, and this Boost for Carbon partner I told you about, they have a connection there with the government to try to kick something off. You said you have a connection too, right, FOMO? To the mayor over there?
I can't confirm nor deny.
I cannot confirm or deny. All right.
I'll make a phone call. I can't guarantee anything, but I did have a question while we're on the space. I did hop over to the Gitcoin site.
Yeah.
And then it asks you to pop over to create a passport.
Oh, yes.
So again, just giving more information. You recommend creating that passport to get the matching.
Thank you. Yeah, very, very crucial point, right? So, by the way, no KYC is required for this. You do not need to know your customer. You can just connect your Anon accounts if you want. So the way that this works, I think it's right at the tippy top.
Yeah,
connect your passport. Right. And this is in my link in my bio to this as well. But that's Connect Wallet. Go to the very, very top. I think there might be a little like prompt at the very, very tip. There you go. So right at the top there, it says passport system connect. Oh wait, yeah. So look, 100 to 1,000x, right? And this is according to votes of people. So of course, some people over the years have tried to game the system, and they set up a bunch of wallets. A lot of people have multiple wallets anyway, and then give $1 from each wallet, and now you got 10 votes, right? Can't have that. So in order to get this matching and for it to really count as a vote, you have to do this connect your wallet type of set up Gitcoin passport. So it just proves that you're a unique human, right? So you could connect your Twitter account, you could connect your Coinbase account, or any kind of like social media platform, just to show, all right, I'm a unique person, and we're not trying to game the system. That's basically what that is. It's not KYC, but it does prove that, which is a pretty cool thing that they've developed, and they're starting to integrate this into different systems as well. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'll be the FOMO Head family will be making a donation to.
Oh snap! Thank you so much, brother. I'm so grateful for all your support. There's a reason I'm Treegens.eth. There's a reason I'm a part of the social peace community, and it is none other than FOMO Head. He made that happen, and I'm so grateful, man. He hooked me up with the B at a great price, and he also gifted me this Treegens.eth, domain, and someone's donated through that, man. Someone's given us a good amount of coin, about a quarter Ethereum, just randomly. I didn't ask for anything. I was interviewing someone on Twitter Spaces, and he's like, hey, check your ETH wallet, Treegens.eth, boom, quarter Ethereum in there. And I'm just like, wow, wouldn't have happened if it was just my username. That was FOMO Head who did that. He gifted that to me, and it's been amazing. So I'm super grateful for you, FOMO. You're an incredible human being. I keep hearing about good things you're doing for the world and for people, for humanity. You clearly have a heart of gold. So I'm so grateful to be a part of a community that you are really a big player in. So you're amazing, man. Thank you, all you guys.
Yeah, both of y'all, awesome. No, I mean, serious. It's cool. That's what I'm saying. That's what this whole space is about. So right on, Jimmy. It's good that we all start getting together and working, and there's real things going on, and you're kind of really trying to effectively change the world. That's awesome, man.
100%.
I mean, for real, anybody that really what they would do is be following you on Twitter, right? That's kind of the main place to kind of connect with you or get on your spaces. Is that what kind of the best place, right?
Yep. So at Jimi Cohen, I'm JimiCohen. There's a link in my bio to all this stuff, and I'm docs there. We got the team on there. That's how funds are distributed, and man, I'm really grateful. And it's true that Social Bees do have a big heart and are super open minded. I remember right when I was getting into Web3, there was this 60. I think at the time it was a 30-day marathon, actually, like just going on. I knew that any point in time I could just go into those Twitter spaces and there would be a social bee, bunch of social bees buzzing around, and I could bring my crazy, wacky ideas and enthusiasm about the space and just ask these questions and share my ideas and get great feedback on them and connect with people. And people were super supportive of it. And that really made me go fully down this Web3 rabbit hole and got me so passionate and excited about it. And so it's really been inspiring, man. Like we've launched something called Gitcoin Radio, where I'm live for 24/7, the entire Gitcoin thing. Not just me. I got a bunch of other projects to take an hour slot, and we transition to each other's spaces. But
that's awesome.
I probably wouldn't have had that idea had it not been for the Social Bees, holding down the fort back in the day. And who knows if I even be so involved in Web3 if it wasn't for being able to go into those spaces and share ideas and get feedback on them. And I'm super grateful for it. So whatever you guys are building, whether it be with the bees or the monsters, I'm so bullish because I know there's great people behind it. There's really good people behind it who genuinely give a damn. And you guys is pretty switched on, the way you think. How many NFTs can people say are doing just as good, if not better, during the bear market than it was in the bull?
It is. That's tough. It's a tough
I
list.
think Bees is the only one.
That's right.
I am yet to come across any. Everyone's down. Everyone is very down.
Right.
I think Bees is doing better, right?
Yeah.
Last I checked, they were doing better.
They are. Yep.
How the hell did you guys pull that off? Like, what? Dude, I put this on Twitter. I'm like, can you name anyone? I'll wait.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone. And no one's up.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
A lot of thought went into the tokenomics, and people just really believe in you guys,
Right. Well, and it's like you said, community, Jimmy. I mean, when we started off like, and I'm sure you heard the whole story. You said you were on all the spaces, but we started on a Zoom call for like a long, long time, bro.
Yeah.
Just sitting on there every day, every night, it's crazy. And you really coalesced a real team and a real camaraderie, a lot of friends. You see, like you said, we're going to probably see in Florida, right? We all have met and seen each other. We all hung out, did IRL things. It's super important, man. And it is, people make fun of the Pepe coin and all that stuff, but bro, that is what crypto, it's people, man. Right. When you start seeing people just getting all excited, that's where I know it's a meme coin. I know at any time somebody could just, dump bags. I understand that. But if people really realize that's what's doing it, man, it's just a bunch of people getting excited, getting pumped. And that's really what it is, man. We've always said that's the most valuable asset on the planet are people, right? And when we get together and like you have an amazing idea on how to fix the environment and you can use technology, you get people behind you, and there you go, man, off to the races. So it's awesome to hear your story, man.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Treegens is awesome for me. I'll take that before anything else.
Yeah.
Solar, the rest of it, I'm not going to talk about. Like, you want me to plant trees, I'm coming to Florida. No questions asked.
Let's grow.
Like, it's not what you're talking about, because you're in America.
Yeah.
What do I got going, and how long are you going to be? And I'll get the plane. Let's go.
Just can't do swamps, Jimmy. We can't go in the swamps, man. As I told you, the gators. So you bring that automated robot. That's what we have.
Jimmy, my question is, Jimmy, what's it take to break the world's record?
So currently, officially, if we're going super official, according to Guinness World Record, is 23,066 trees in 24 hours.
Wow.
Now, I know when I did it, it wasn't with Guinness. We have an AI tree counter, but I did 25,244 in 21.5 hours.
Nice.
It's a very significant increase. And now, so when I do it again, we're going to have Guinness there. I'm going to make it Guinness official. And that is going to be a very key stepping stone towards breaking the next world record, which is most trees planted by any number of people in 24 hours. Currently, Ethiopia has this title, and it's 355 million in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so sounds crazy, but it's actually super doable if you break it down with the right collaborations and partnerships. So I did a 60-hour Twitter space interviewing a new person every hour for an entire weekend. I slept 45 minutes, like a ridiculous, crazy person. But because of that, it was with a strong purpose, right? Purpose is what drives me and the reason I'm able to do these crazy things, right? So we now have 3 points of contact with 1 degree separation between us and Mr. Beast, who's the #1 influencer, definitely on YouTube. When he had 20 million subscribers, he funded more than 20 million trees. Okay, he wanted to do 1 for 1. And now across the different channels he's got on YouTube, it's well beyond 200 million trees, right? And he's paying $1 each. We're 10 cents. So just with that one partnership, it's doable, but we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. But once I have that record title, then I'll be getting that meeting and being like, all right, let's go for this next thing together, right? Now, I'm 3rd generation Rotarian. You might have heard of Rotary clubs. There's 1.4 million Rotarians around the world, like half the US president's Rotarian, a bunch of influential philanthropists. And there's also Rotaract, which is the more youthful version, and they do a lot of volunteer work. And every Rotaract club is sponsored by a Rotary club, and they kind of fund their volunteer work. There's 200,000 Rotaractors, and so there are 40 countries where mangrove trees grow. Right now, in each of those countries, there's at least 50 Rotaract clubs. So our plan is to partner with either 50 Rotaract clubs or NGOs, a mix of both, who will each organize an event to get 50 people together to plant 3.6 thousand trees each, which is really only 4 or 5 hours work if you're doing mangroves, because you're just putting them in the ground. And so you multiply that out, we're at 360 million. Wow. So that's the plan. I mean, we're going to encourage people to plant trees anywhere they are all across the world. But it's by specifically focusing on mangroves and these partnerships, we can reach that next level. And so so this next world record that I'm hopefully going to beat in Florida with Guinness, getting a bunch of media attention there, is going to help us with that next meeting with Mr. Beast and with United Nations Earth Day. So we want to break that next one April 22nd of next year.
Wow. That's crazy, man. I mean, that's planting right there.
Let's grow.
Let's grow.
Right, the first one's June 5th. Did you say June 5th? Right around the corner is the first one?
June 5th, I'll be doing it with Guinness. Yeah, about a month. Exactly
Okay.
A month away. And then April 22, I'm going for the 355.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so Treegens is also going to be a pretty crucial part of that, right? Because it's going to allow people to benefit from planting trees anywhere they are in the world and gamify it, right? So they send us a video. Our AI tree counter counts it. Our DAO can also make sure it's all legit and no double counting's going on. And then we have this leaderboard. So when you're at the top of the leaderboard, you're going to get all kinds of benefits. And we haven't put this officially in our roadmap because it's not an inked deal yet. But I can, I could share in this live stream that just yesterday we had a great conversation with Superworld. I don't know if you heard of Superworld, but they are like one of the top AR platforms in the world, augmented reality. And so nugget alert, there we go. Hello. So we want to create utility both IRL at these, I call them refi events across the world through Refi Spring. There's tons of refi events that happen, which are amazing events. I spoke at one over in India recently, and it's like, it's all about regenerative finance, right? That's what this whole world is. How can you use this technology to regenerate the world? And some have, musical stuff, some have speeches and just amazing workshops. So we're creating experiences at those events around the world that you kind of unlock as you go up the leaderboard, but then also in augmented reality. And once Apple comes out with their hardware, and they're releasing it to developers at the next WWD conference, apparently, then I think we're going to see this massive rush towards augmented reality. And we want to bring the Treegens to life and have different experiences for people. So yeah, so that's going to be cool what we're doing. But the main benefit obviously will be leveraging these carbon forwards to send more trees tokens to people in a liquid market, such that they can be rewarded for that, and hopefully double down on funding these trees. And then we can break that next world record, and then we'll go for the trillions of trees,
right on.
Which is crazy, but but it's technically doable.
It is excellent. No, the best thing that somebody could do to kind of go and support is on the Gitcoin, right? Getting signed up,
Yes.
donation over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Gitcoin. So if you were to go to Linktree, linktr.ee/Treegens, linktr.ee/Treegens, you'll see a link to all these things. A link to minimize your gas. And even if you do get the gas reimbursement from Gitcoin, still a good thing to minimize your gas, whether it be your short-term costs or just making that limited pool of gas reimbursements go further for other people. So minimize your gas through Gas Hawk, or you could just do the advanced settings of MetaMask. Get your Gitcoin passport set up. Takes you a couple minutes. Just connect your social media accounts. Then boom, you're verified. You're ready for 100 to 1,000x matching, which never happens in philanthropy world. So that's an exponential donation right there, but it's going to fund us to exponentially regenerate the world. So you get double, triple exponentials going on in the Gitcoin grant. So yeah, literally all we're asking is for one DAI or $1 worth of Ethereum. Obviously, you can give whatever amount you want, but it's just that one vote with $1 that can really make such a huge difference. Last I checked, we were #1 in the climate round, and if we can stay #1, that'll be huge for us to say that we were #1 in the climate round, and it'll also be huge for our matching and how much that we're going to able to put towards building this really sound tech out for everyone here. There you go, Linktree, bada bing, bada boom. See us all there.
There you go. Yeah, it's got the whole. You got TikTok, man. Yeah, I didn't know you were doing TikTok.
I got the TikTok. I haven't actually been making TikToks in a while. It's a bit old, but yeah, some of my best performing content was on there. I never did the dance videos, but fun stuff. Yeah, so some of my videos there got hundreds of thousands of views. You got the Treegens website. We got our DAO Discord. You got 4Trees is like I also run a tree planting company, right? It's Web2, 4Trees. Co-founder of that. My brother's mostly running it.
Right.
So 4Trees, a bit Twitter, obviously. Gas fee. Yeah, so the third one is how you can minimize gas, donate, blah, blah, blah. If you're not comfortable connecting to Gas Hawk, then you can also do the advanced settings of MetaMask. But yeah, it'll make a massive impact, and I'm super grateful for any DAI or any Ethereum that's able to be sent to this because it's gonna make a huge impact.
Yeah, no, everybody. I mean, anybody in the social bees, so they should be supporting the bee gen for the tree gen, and do it because you're growing, man. I mean, you're growing and you're doing good things for the world and the environment, and like you said, animals. I know FOMO love animals, so it's awesome. It's just good stuff, man.
Yeah,
so we gotta have clean air. You gotta.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it affects everything. Boma, how many dogs you got now?
I just have 5. Just 5. 5 dogs,
Just
5 dogs, a horse, and a turtle.
Yeah,
you got a turtle.
You got to hear his turtle, man. It's amazing.
The turtle just got her new environment habitat in the backyard. Very nice. Had to design some features in there. She has her own house now. She's very comfortable. There's cameras set up. With battery.
Does she have her own YouTube channel yet? She should have her own YouTube.
Hatsack's working on it because she's adorable, and again, same thing we talked about. That's why I love trees. Trees are amazing. I have a huge garden. I think we have 12 tomato plants, zucchini. Wow. I love working with nature. I direct compost in our garden.
There you go.
The worms come up, the worm castings. So when you talk about trees, I'm there all day. It's the most basic, amazing thing on the planet. That's it. Plant the tree. Like, how difficult is that? Like, it's and the mangrove trees, anything on the shore is gorgeous. I mean, you're not having a horrible day if you're at a shore and you're planting. I mean, and then you talk about when you talk about planting. No fertilizer. Don't got to truck in water. The conservationists can't say, "Oh, it's a water problem. You can't." No, everything's right there, and you're making a big difference. The mangrove trees, to me, are amazing, and we always say this: the more successful the FOMO head family comes, the more successful the mangrove trees are going to be. Because I'm sure there's going to be a large percentage just going back to that. I'm just letting you know when we go to the shore, there ain't going to be too many huts. There's more going to be like a big motorhome, and there's going to be a cappuccino machine. I'm just saying.
A cappuccino machine in Kenya. Yeah.
There's going to be some chairs. You know.
Yeah. Oh, we'll bring the chairs for you, Bowen. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. Yeah. When you come to Kenya, we'll have a cappuccino
I'll
machine.
even go one better. I'll give you an idea right now. How would you like to lose weight? That's right, $59.99. You plant 4,000 trees. You get down. You stretch. You plant. Only $59.99. That's what we're gonna charge you, ladies and gentlemen.
He's gonna start a health program so he plant trees.
Right. We're gonna help you lose weight. Bend down, stretch. Hey, come on.
And the lunges and squats. That's what what you're doing. A lot. Yeah. When I was training for the world record, I was like, I have to walk around a significant amount. What if instead I lunge in every direction?
Right.
So I was like, I went to the coffee shop and I was like lunging my way there. Yeah. Kaipi Queen! Much love, Kaipi. Kaipi's always coming to max impact in what we do on the spaces. We love you, Hatsack. Thank you.
Yeah, we should get a Fitbit on an Apple Watch and figure out how many steps you did. Can you know what I mean? Let's step it up. Let's plant. So it's just a great idea. I love it.
This Apple Watch. I actually had an Apple Watch and then I lent it to my girlfriend at the time and she lost it. Fell down. But I got one of these. This is a tree slit. It apparently funds trees as well. Actually, they sent it to me in the mail. They're like, just post it online. I'm like, all right, no worries. So I got like 3 tree slits now that each funded trees.
Wow.
But yeah, fun stuff, FOMO. I can't wait to meet you guys IRL, whether it be in Florida or wherever it might be. Hopefully it's in Florida soon.
Crossing the ocean and coming to Tanzania is I'll go to Florida all day. Like
Florida's a little more realistic in the short term, right? Yeah.
That's a stretch for FOMO. Tanzania.
They tell me I got to get 4 shots to come visit you. Let's go Florida. I'm just going Florida first. That's all I'm saying.
I got a lot of shots, and apparently it wasn't enough. I got bit by something in India, and I had to get a rabies vaccine after the fact.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what it was. Is that the one in the belly?
It was in the arm. I had 4 rabies shots in the arm. Yeah, I think that it's a little bit different now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was sleeping. I think my arm was like off the bed. That's why I shouldn't do the old starfish sleep. So my hand was off the bed in India. I told you I was speaking at this conference, and I wake up to like a chomp on my finger. I'm like, what the fuck? I get up and it's bleeding. I'm like, what? And so I gotta wash it a bit. And the next morning they're like, well, actually, if it was a rat, you're fine. They don't have rabies, but it could have been this other animal which is in this tropical area. I don't know what it was, but that could have had rabies. So I'm like, damn. So now I had to get these vaccinations, and was not planning on that. So you never know what you're gonna get when you're.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
In India, you telling me that all walls are open, or the door was open, or the windows?
Actually, the walls were closed. It was the ground that they had these they had these square flaps that were just like sitting on the ground. And like you could lift them up and you'd see below. So something just scurries up there. And someone and my friend, apparently it was like he felt something crawling on his foot, and he soccer kicked it a little bit, and he like went up on the wall, and he's like, he woke up too, and he's like, what the hell? He didn't get bit, but he went in his thing too.
Hey, listen to me. I'm just saying to Jimmy, Florida. What do you think, Ray?
Florida. Let's Florida. That sounds good. Sounds like a plan. I'm down for that.
A continental breakfast in the morning.
I got some room in my backyard. I think I'll just stay here and throw a couple trees down.
That's right.
All right.
It's all good.
You should check on that. Tim lives in Connecticut. He lives next to the water. We got to check on that too, Tim.
Sure.
We got to check on some mangroves in Connecticut. Now, a real quick question: with the mangroves,
where they have mangroves, not everywhere.
Tide to go out a little bit. Is that the way it works? To plant a mangrove tree, you need the tide to go out. Am I correct?
Yeah, it depends where you are. So if you're in like wetlands, then if you're like at the back of the wetlands, you can plant even in high tide. That's what I did. So when I was breaking the world record, when it's high tide, we planted the back of the wetlands as long as you're near other mangrove trees. And so then, like, as the tide went out, we like slowly went towards the water so that we could actually plant at any point in time because we were in like this long like floodplain.
I got you.
But if you're at the beach, and sometimes mangroves also grow like literally on the beach, then yeah, you got to do it in low tide. So there's a few hours where you cannot plant. If the water is like an inch over the ground, or if there's water above the sand, the soil, you can't be planting because it won't stay stuck as well.
I got you. I appreciate that.
And the weather, right? Has to be warm. Yeah. Or could it be? No.
Well, they grow in tropical areas, so
okay. Right.
Yeah, typically it's by the equator.
Yeah, we get snow from time to time.
But you can
especially if you're gonna fix the climate, then it's definitely gonna start snowing again. So we don't.
Yeah, ain't gonna survive, unfortunately. But Tim, and I say this to everyone, it's like if you probably eat fruit from time to time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So take the seeds out, right? Put them in like a dark, moist place. Like you could get like a piece of paper or tissue, wrap it up, and then put it in a dark place. It'll germinate, and then you could take that seed and you could plant it in your backyard. And then everyone can do that, right? FOMO, you got the tomatoes going, you got the zucchini. That's you can totally zucchini pasta.
And again, I plant orange trees. Tim has eaten one of my oranges, if not 4 or 5 of my oranges.
I have.
I always say if you're going to plant something in your yard and you got to water it and fertilize it, you might as well get some fruit from it. So we have like at least 10 or something orange trees at the house. So
orange trees.
I'm a dandelion expert, actually. There's dandelions. Dandelion tea is good for your heart.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
but
I didn't even know there's a tea from dandelion. There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. Tim's showing me the ways of the dandelion today. All right, I like it.
My grandmother used to make me pick the dandelions in Maryland, and then we had dandelion salad.
Yep.
And it's horrible, but she made me.
It doesn't sound good.
Listen to me. I'm not even joking. It's like the most bitter lettuce ever.
Yes.
But my grandmother's like, look at the yard. There's no dandelions. I go, great idea, Grandma.
She's got you guys out there eating the lawn.
Eating the weeds.
Thanks, Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma. Good job.
Giovanni, go eat them flowers.
I love dandelion salad.
Hey, the lawnmower's broken. Go ahead, come on. Do your thing.
Come on all fours eating dandelions.
How many Hummels did you break before she sent you out to the yard to dig them up with a fork or something?
That's what I would do.
You were in trouble.
It's dandelion salad night, Saturday. Okay, Grandma. I'd be out there all Saturday. With that little long prong, you stick it in the ground, and I'm pulling up dandelions, and she cleans it in the kitchen, and she's serving it up.
Right on.
Tomatoes. Wow. So
there you go.
But that's how you save the planet. Eat dandelions.
That's how you save the
eat the weeds.
So did your family, FOMO, like have a long like tradition of food into the culture? Because you're in the restaurant business, right?
Yeah.
Did that go down from generation to generation?
Yeah, food is eggplant parm, chicken parm, anything with the word parm. So spaghetti with the basil on top. It's always, there you go.
Giovanni sauce.
Giovanni sauce.
That's right.
What's Giovanni sauce?
When you come to Florida, I'm bringing my luggage. It's an amazing barbecue sauce.
It's FOMO's. He's famous for it. It's his sauce.
Got the sauce.
Wow. Signature sauce. Signature
sauce.
Giovanni sauce.
Yeah,
that's got a ring to it. I like that. It's a Giovanni sauce.
And that's one of my monsters too. My monster is the Villa San Giovanni. So it's pretty exciting about that.
Fancy.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, the monsters are loose.
It was special edition with your monster.
Yes,
they are
on Halloween.
Yeah, unbelievable. I appreciate you, Jimmy.
Yeah. Appreciate you too, FOMO.
Very good.
We come from the same cloth in some ways. My family also is in the food business. I'm quarter Italian. Does like organic pasta sauces and European food and wine distribution into Japan. I'd love to go to Arizona at some point and see your restaurant you got going on. I've heard a lot about it. And,
you have a blast.
Yeah, that'd be cool at
Yeah.
some point.
But just wait, Ray of Light and a few other people ate so many chicken tenders. There was a shortage in Arizona.
As a shirt.
We ate well.
We were, yeah. Everybody had to go on a diet after they left Arizona. That's all you need to know. They ate it. So I appreciate you coming on too.
Absolutely.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah,
It's been
no,
amazing.
it's awesome, man. It's good to hear what you got going on. It's like I said, really appreciate you, all the effort, all the time. It's good to see you doing something that you love and passionate about. So really big kudos to you, man. So just appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out and talking to us.
Means a lot. Anytime. Love
Right
it.
on.
You guys are doing great work with this show. I'm learning from you guys. StreamYard and different platforms. Are we doing video on Twitter too? I feel like that's also an option now.
Yes.
We are? Oh, nice. Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well done, guys. I gotta do this. I know I'm not giving up on spaces. Don't worry, Felmo. But I gotta check out the StreamYard sometimes. Do the old
they do a great job. And then you can actually cut up this whole entire call tonight. And you can put it on Twitter and use it as yours.
Yeah.
Make a little TikTok out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to close out the show with a rap song?
Yeah.
Since you've been practicing.
Oh,
I heard you're a rapper, Jimmy.
Oh,
putting them on the spot there. Jimmy!
I do my homework.
Can we just
back on it. Rain check.
We're always leaving. Your answer is always leaving wanting more. Is
Yeah.
that what you're gonna say?
There you go. Next time.
Next
You
time.
gotta check out the video.
There you
It's
go.
is it? Oh, it's the top of my profile. What, did I
Okay.
pin it? I retweeted it. There you go. All right, it's the top of my profile.
Yeah,
we got 4,300 views, and I mentioned the B-gens at the end of it. So check it out at Jimi Cohen. Yeah,
Right on.
it's about to get
Twitter
going
at
right
Jimi
now.
Cohen.
Everybody get over. It's on YouTube. Is that YouTube? I know you said it's on Twitter.
No,
but
it's Twitter.
No, it's just
Okay.
Twitter. All right,
Okay.
I should really get on the YouTube game. You guys, I gotta step it up to Ray of Light and Tim's show.
Oh no, you got like you said, TikTok. We need to be on TikTok. So many platforms
Yeah,
now,
TikTok
man.
too.
It
That's got
is.
a lot of organic
You're
reach.
right.
Isn't it illegal in America soon, or
They
that's
almost.
not happening?
They're trying
It is
to.
illegal.
Yeah,
They're
well,
threatening-
about
they're
to.
threatening it, but
That's
it's
right.
About to be
still good.
Might have missed a chance there, guys.
Hey, they can't get away from it's good freedom around here, Jimmy. Great freedom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. VPN.
That's right.
Can't stop Ray. Even through the Twitters, the TikTok. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Have an awesome weekend. Again, appreciate you,
Thank
Jimmy.
you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
You're legends.
You
I
got it.
salute you.
Brother.
I'll see you on the Twitters.
Later on,
See
brother.
you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.